Dana, and I'm doing my presentation on birdwatching, specifically birdwatching here in Central Florida. So why it is important that we have birds? So they are bioindicators, meaning that scientists use them to see if the environment that they're in is declining. They're also natural recyclers, meaning that scavengers or some birds can go ahead and eat dead carcasses to make sure diseases don't spread to other species. They're also pollinators. We really need pollinators. So that's why they're very important to me specifically. And how I started. How I started was about a year ago. I really wanted to push myself to be more outdoorsy. Most of my hobbies are indoors. So I started going on hikes, not hikes, but trails and kayaking here. And I would see a lot of cool birds, but not really know what I was looking at. Like this tricolored heron. I had no idea what the name was or what exactly it was. I used to call it a crane. And I started with just Googling what I saw, just putting in the characteristics that I saw. And unfortunately that did stunt my growth a lot, just because it's very hard to Google birds just because they can look similar. Take for example this snowy egret and then this ibis. I know next to each other you can see the indicators of why they may be different, but it was very difficult for me at the start. And then I found out about this app called Merlin. It really helps narrow down what you really saw. You can take pictures of it, and it tells you what you may have saw, as well as take recording of their bird calls and tells you. And what I learned specifically this year, I already knew birds have different dialects, meaning birds up north in New York can sound completely different to the ones here in Florida. But what I didn't know is birds can have different dialects from within an hour from each other. It was just really interesting for me, just because the environment, I didn't know that the environment can be so different from within that range. And a good example is take St. Cloud, for example, and Orlando. Orlando is very urban. There's a lot more cityscapes, a lot more people. There's going to be a lot more cars as well. So that the environment is very different than the one that we would see here in St. Cloud. Yes, we do have a lot of construction now, but we used to be very rural. We used to have a lot of farmland. So the environment that the same species was facing was completely different. So I thought that was very interesting for me. And how we can be better for our birds. I recommend a lot of people keep the cats indoors. I know it may be very difficult for some people, especially if the cat seems to be bored. But I recommend keeping cat toys inside, as well as maybe even keeping a window open. I know my cats really like to go out on the screen porch and look at the birds. But it's making sure we keep our pets safe as well. Another recommendation is making sure our windows are screened. A lot of birds unfortunately mistake the reflective glass and fly right through them. And another way is learning more about the birds that we have here. They're very cool, especially during the winter. Now that it's coming, we're going to see a lot more bird species that we normally wouldn't see during the warmer months. So just get out there and learn about it. It's really cheap too. You don't really have to spend much on binoculars or anything like that. I know for sure I didn't when I started. I just used my phone and went from there. Alright, thanks for watching, you guys.